Radhe Radhe. Today is Saturday, 6th May 2023. And so here we have this recap video of today's Bhagavad Gita Recitation session, where we are in the journey or along the journey for chapter 9, covering 5 verses today. So along with me for this presentation is Mummy.
Radhe Radhe.
I'll go ahead and bring up the screen and we'll take a look and see that we covered chapter 9 verses 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So starting off with chapter 9 verse 6, we shall first listen to a rendition of all the 5 verses.
Chapter 9 verse 6. Yatha kashasthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mam ikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpadau visrajamyaham prakritim swam avashtabhya visrajami punah punaha bhutagramam imam kritsnam avasham prakritervashat nacha mam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasinavad asinam asaktam teshu karmasu maya dhakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. So let's see one important word in each verse. So in verse 6, I have chosen the word matsthani. Matsthani means Krishna is saying that everything rests in me, rests in Krishna. Matsthani. Verse 7, look at the word visrajami. Visrajami means manifest. Verse number 8, I have chosen the word avashtabhya. Avashtabhya means presiding over. Krishna is presiding over everything, all the creation and dissolution in this universe. Then verse number 9, let us look at the word udasinavat. Udasinavat means as neutral. Nothing binds Krishna. He stays neutral for any action. Verse number 10, look at the word viparivartate. Viparivartate means undergoes the changes. Okay. So over to you, Gagan.
Thank you, Mummy. We'll just run through a brief explanation of all of these 5 verses. So chapter 9, verse 6, catchphrase is rest assured, the sense of security. And as we learn in this verse, all living beings rest in God. The example given is of the wind, which even though it blows everywhere, moves around, it is always resting in the sky. It's not independent of the sky. Likewise, we souls are not independent of God. Our existence depends on Him. Therefore, all living beings rest in God. Chapter 9, verse 7 and verse 8, they go hand in hand. The catchphrase for chapter 9, verse 7 is material merger, as Sri Krishna talks about creation. And chapter 9, verse 8, the catchphrase as a question is formed by force. So here what we see is Sri Krishna is talking about kalpas, the beginning and the end of each of them. And we see that there's a question which is at the time of the great dissolution, where do all living beings go when that Mahapralaya happens? We see the answer is that all living beings are then kept in suspended animation in God's body. And eventually, again, there is creation and manifestation. And so a myriad of forms, myriad life forms are created. And in the commentary, we see that they are in various planes and they are formed by the forces of their nature. So that is chapter 9, verses 7 and 8. Chapter 9, verse 9, the question here, or the catchphrase as a question is glue for God. Is there such a glue for God? As we see here, Sri Krishna says, the material energy is inert till it is inspired by God. The example in the commentary Swamiji gives, and also from before, is of a pair of tongs. They're just sitting inert till the hands provide energy or power to those tongs to move and then pick up, for instance, a very hot bowl of food. So while all that happens, while there is creation and manifestation, God is undisturbed. God is at peace. God is blissful. So in the commentary, you can go and check these out. You'll get to also get a reminder of the term Atmaram. We saw that, I believe, maybe in chapter 5. And we also see this term Hladini Shakti, which comes up in our prayer as well. Now, the glue for God, of course, therefore, he's not attached to anything. He's detached from it. But something for all of you to ponder what that glue actually might be. Finally, chapter 9, verse 10, God is the director and producer. So that's the recognition or the set of accolades we can give to him. There is material energy, there is Brahma, they go about creating and also having manifestation of life forms. But all this, Brahma, the material energy, etc., all these are various energies or departments or governors within God's administration. So that is, of course, how creation and manifestation takes place. And through all that, of course, there is inspiration from God, and everyone is working under God's direction. So that is chapter 9, verse 10. We shall conclude by hearing all these verses one more time.
Yathakashasthito nityam vayu sarvatra gomahan तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति माम् इकाम् कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम् प्रकृतिं स्वाम् अवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूतग्रामम् इमं कृत्स्नम् अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात् न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवद आसीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते. So hope this helps you for revising the verses and practicing recitation as per the Anustub meter. All of them were in shlokas and they have 32 syllables and each pada has 8 syllables. That is where we divide. That is in the mid path. And I talked about in the class, if the visarg comes before sa, then we directly go to sa. We will not say her sound. Whenever the visarg comes before sa. Now this in number 6 we can see Vayuhu. If we say separately, then we will say Vayuhu and then Sarvatra go. But now this Vayuhu we will not say here because this visarg is coming before sa. We will directly attach it with sa. We will say Vayu sa. Vayu Sarvatra go. Vayu Sarvatra go. Like you see, Yatha Kashasthito Nityam Vayu Sarvatra Gomahan. But now look at the difference in a different verse. In verse number 10, there is a visarg before sa. But this visarg is coming right in the middle of the pada, halfway down after 8 syllables. So now we will not go directly to sa. We will say prakritihi. Maya dhakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. So that is the little difference, because here prakritihi is coming right at the midway. So we are not going directly to su. We are saying prakritihi and then suyate. Now let's look at another verse where it comes punah, punaha. Yes, verse number 8. Look at this, punaha, punaha. Now we are not going to say punaha, punaha. Now because this visarg is coming before pa, so we are going to sound it as fa. So we'll say visrijami punaf punaha prakritim swam avashtabhya visrijami punaf punaha. So last one is punaha, and the one before that will make the sound of fa. These are certain rules for recitation. Hope it helps all of you to understand this. Over to you, Gagan.
Yeah, thank you, Mummy, once again for all those reminders. Very helpful for technical precision as we all practice more and more recitation. As always, happy learning. We look forward to seeing you next week, hopefully for Bhagavad Gita study, otherwise here also for Bhagavad Gita recitation. That is going to be Saturday, 13th May, 2023. Till then, please go through this recap video again if you get a chance. Go through the slides. Link is available in the description for the video, and continue your individual learning journeys. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.